How can one movie, a accident never forgotten, change a young Issei's life? Well, many things really, but here is my way of telling it. Armed with his own way of justice, and being the Red Dragon Emperor, what will Issei's life be like? Anti-hero Issei, hardcore Issei, non-perverted Issei, violent Issei, dark Issei, etc. Issei x Harem. Originally the Red Hooded Dragon. Chapter 1 The before and now. Hey everyone. Yeah, another story. I wasn't going to make another one, but this one was stuck in my head for so long that I could not get it out. So yeah, I do not own High School DxD, or anything else. All I own is the story idea. So with this said, I hope you all like the chapter, so enjoy. Talk, thoughts, Diedrich speak, thought, location, time change. Flashback. Hanging out with Irina was fun. Maybe we can hang out tomorrow, but still that movie we watched was awesome. Too bad our parents were angry at us since it used a lot of curse words. I don't really remember the name of the movie. But the hero was cool, but the other guy. There is something about his character that I like, but I do not know why. A boy mumbled in his room, while laying on his bed. This boy has brown spiked up hair, brown chocolate-like eyes, and is wearing a red shirt and black shorts. This boy looked around 7 years old. Ah! A scream got boy's attention, making him hurry to get out of his room and went downstairs, but froze in shock when he saw his mother on the ground dead, and saw a few people beating up his father, but the strange, yet surprising thing about these people was that they had black wings, causing the boy to silently gasp. So where is the boy? Tell us, and this might be less painful than it needs to be. One man with black wings said to the boy's father, who glared at the man with hatred. Go. Fuck yourselves. The boy's father groaned, but that was the last thing he ever said, since a spear stabbed him in the gut, killing the boy's father. Idiot. Look around for the kid. Lord Kokebeel wants him dead, because of a suspicion that he has a powerful energy coming from him, from a strong sacred gear, but I highly doubt that, though I am not complaining. I get to kill people for the hell of it. The man that killed the boy's father spoke with a snide-like tone, making the others give out an evil laugh, as the boy looked at them with fear, hatred, and sadness in his eyes. This is it. I am going to die. The boy thought with fear now taking over, but before he could do anything he heard someone scoffed in his head. Do you want to live? A voice spoke in boy's head, shocking him greatly at hearing the voice. Who is this? The boy thought with fear, as the voice laughed a bit. I am the heavenly dragon Diedrich, and you boy, you need to get away, so purpose a deal. You give me your left arm, and I will give you enough power to escape. The voice now known as Diedrich told the boy, who was about to accept, till he heard something that made him angry. Hey boss, what do we do if he is not here? Another black wing man spoke, which made everyone look at the boss to see what he would say. We go to that boy's friend's house, and see if he is there. If he is, then we kill him and the family. If not, then we will kill that boy's friend who is a girl and her family. The boss of the group answered, making Issei both shocked and angry. Wait, Irina is a girl. That actually explains a lot now that I think about it. But Diedrich, I can't run away, not when my friend's family is in danger. Is there anything else that can help me? The boy cried in his thoughts, which unknown to him made Diedrich look surprised. I suppose, but that would mean you would have to give up your heart, and by doing so will make you a dragon. Diedrich answered, making the boy think about it for a bit, but shook his thoughts away. I am sure I want to do this. The boy thought with grit teeth, causing Diedrich to release a booming laugh. You sure are an interesting person, partner. Diedrich claimed, which the boy nodded his head. Alright, and my name is Issei, Issei Hyodo. The boy now known as Issei replied, just as someone spotted him. Hey, I found the kid. A man called, making his allies smirk after hearing that, but they froze when they saw Issei glaring at them with his left arm raised. Boosted gear, second liberation. Issei called, as dragon-like gauntlet formed on his left arm, shocking everyone. Welsh dragon balance breaker. Diedrich called, as red dragon-like armor formed around him, making his parents' attackers back away in fear. Whoa, this is cool. Issei awed in thought, causing Diedrich to chuckle in his mind. Yes it is, but you better hurry, after all you only have 10 seconds, which is surprisingly amazing, so you better hurry. Diedrich told Issei with hurry, making Issei nod his head at this information. That will be enough. Issei thought, as he charged at the first attacker close to him, before punching the guy across the face to another attacker nearby. then did a roundhouse kick to another one, making that person crash into two more, until he got to the boss and kicked him in the stomach, then punched him in the dick, to a punch to the throat, making the guy crash into his group, and this was done in 7 seconds. Dragon shot, Diedrich yelled, as Issei punched a red sphere, making it hit the group of people, killing them all, before Issei fell to the ground tired, with his eyes now green instead of brown. Gah! I felt like I was going to faint. Issei breathed out tiredly, while he heard Diedrich humming, with both shock and strangely joy. This is a surprise. You are still awake after that. You might become powerful one day. But there is something I have to tell you. Since those fallen were after you, there is a good chance that you will be a target, meaning you might have to leave. Diedrich told Issei, who looked at the ground in a depressed tone. Right. If that is the case, then there is stuff I need to do. For one, I'll need clothes and money. Then I have something to do before leaving town. Issei replied, as he hurried to his room, while packing up a bag filled with clothes, and as much money as he could find. Then he grabbed a piece of paper and wrote something down on it. An hour later. You okay, partner? You've been looking at this girl for some time, after climbing a tree, and opening a window to get into this girl's room. Diedrich said to Issei with a hint of worry in his voice, which made Issei shake his head. Not really, I have to leave my home. I have to leave my friend, who I found out was a girl, so I'm not really okay. But this is something I have to do. I will leave, and become stronger and will a hero. But I want to leave her these 2 things, and take 2 things to remember Irina. Issei replied in thought, as he left 2 items on Irina's dresser, before walking around to find a silver cross, which he took and put it on, before heading to the bed where Irina was and looked at her. If you want my advice, I say hurry up, otherwise you will never leave. Diedrich told Issei, who nodded his head. Hey Irina, I know you can't hear me since you are asleep. But, I'm sorry I never noticed you were a girl before. I am sorry for leaving, but if there is the chance people are after me, then I need to leave, besides I know you and your family are leaving. But I remember that my mom told me a first kiss is always important, and even if this might be the last time we might see each other, I want you to forgive me for my selfish act. Issei whispered, as he leaned in close and kissed Irina on the lips. Then after a bit, he backed away slowly, till he got to the window and left as fast as he could, leaving no evidence that he was there, and even closed the window. That was really bold, partner. Why did you do that? Diedrich asked Issei, who blushed a bit. Well, I made a promise one day. It was supposed to be a joke I made with my parents. I said, if for some reason I had to leave home before going into college, I would kiss a girl I know. After that they teased me about it all the time. Issei explained to Diedrich, who listened with a small laugh escaping his mouth. That is strange, partner, yet it was good for a laugh, so thanks. Diedrich told Issei, who pouted at what Diedrich said. I will get you back for that, you know. But for now I need you to answer a few things for me, Diedrich. Issei said with a serious voice, surprising Diedrich a bit. What is it, partner? Diedrich asked with confusion in his tone, as Issei went into a train station, and hid in a train. First, I want to know who were those guys, cause they were not human, at least I don't think they were, and tell me who you are or what was up with the armor. Then I need some help with where I should live, or how to, and with that said, do you know anything I can use, such as materials, or weapons? After that the final thing is, do you know anything about technology or something, along with, what do you know about leather jackets, and some simple fighting gear? Issei questioned Diedrich, who he can feel was blinking at what he said to the voice that he found out was in his head tonight. Well, this will be a lot to explain. I can get you info. And tell you how to survive, but as for the other things you need to ask the past users. And before you start, the gauntlet you had, and the armor are the same. It is a sacred gear, a weapon made by God, from my flesh, bones and soul. It may sound weird, but it is true. The supernatural is all real, so everything you know that was supernatural is real. Such as all the gods, and other things. Superheroes are not real though. So don't ask. The last user asked, and he was heartbroken. Now onto the sacred gear. It is called the boosted gear. Now a lesson on sacred gears. You die, then the gear moves on to a new person. Whether they are young, old, midlife, basically anytime in someone's life. There are different types of sacred gears, and they will all be different from yours. Or somewhat similar in a few ways. Yours have the potential to kill gods, but if you need help with things you want to ask the past users. But here is a warning, Many of them are dicks, and no. Before you ask. Only 2 sacred gears can talk to past users. Your, which has me in it, and my rival Albion the White Dragon, who has turned into a sacred gear, and that host might want to kill you, just like those fallen angels did. Diedrich answered Issei, who became really pale, before color returned to his face, and he had a deadly look in his eyes. Is that so? Then I have a lot of work to do. Issei thought with a sigh, which soon turned into a smirk. 10 years later, run. A fallen angel screamed, with 2 others near him. But they froze when they realized in the secret base they were stuck in a room with no exits, until they became pale, when they heard someone chuckling at making the 3 turn around slowly, and saw a man wearing a white, gray leather jacket, with blue combat jeans, black gloves, brown combat boots, and a gray shirt, but the most surprising thing was that this man was wearing a red helmet, with a hood covering it, with 2 guns in his hands. Well, seems like you have nowhere to run, so are you going to tell me what I want to know, or do I have to kill you like your friends? The red helmet man asked the fallen, who were trying to hide behind each other, making the man sigh, before shooting one fallen in the head, before said fallen exploded, shocking the other 2. No, he was the food guy. A fallen exclaimed, before getting shot in the head, to only explode a second later, leaving the last fallen scared. Man, that was dumbest shit I heard today. Now will you talk or do I need to shoot you? The man asked, making the fallen nod his head, with a wet spot showing on his pants. Yes. What do you want? The fallen replied, causing the man to nod his head. Good. Now tell me everything you know about this boss of yours, Kokabiel. The man told the fallen, who just looked shocked. I don't know, I work for a different fallen. But I know someone, who is real close, and knows a lot, the fallen exclaimed, as the man pushed the gun at his forehead. Well, don't keep me in suspense, tell me or I will blow your fucking balls of. The man yelled, causing the fallen to scream like a girl. I don't remember his name, but he has 3 people that work under different fallen leaders. And if you can't find them, then find a guy named Fried who has a place called Ko. I swear that is all I know. The fallen screamed, but his eyes went blank when he was shot in the head, making the man shake his helmet-like head, and walked away, as the fallen exploded. Idiot. I was going to kill him in the end anyway, like all the other poor bastards that died by my hands. This is who I am anyway, I am Red Hood. But it seems like Issei might have to come out to deal with this job in his hometown. The man known as Red Hood claimed, as he took off his helmet, to show Issei's face, the face of a 17-year-old boy, who kills for justice. His justice. To be continued. There we go, so yay, if everyone is interested in the story, then I will make more chapters. I got the idea, after seeing so many things about Red Hood, and I could not get it out of my head of what would happen if Issei became similar to him, so yay. If you guys want me to continue, then go ahead and say, but if you have questions go ahead and ask. Hooded Heroes Ch1 of 6 Next Chapter 2 A return is always eventful. Hey everyone, I am back with the next chapter for all of you, but first a question. Everyone, yay, a few orc girls will join, okay, maybe all of them except Rias is not one of them, but other than that all I have to say is that Asia will be more. I don't know the word at the moment, but she will actually fight, and hopefully I can get her to be a badass, while having some innocence. Now with that done, I do not own High School DxD, or the name or rights of Red Hood, but I do own the story idea, and with that said and done, I hope you all enjoy the chapter, so yay, enjoy. Talk, thoughts, Diedrich speak, thought, location, time change. Flashback, great to be home again, or what is left of this shithole. Red Hood mutter, as he entered his parents' abandoned house, and saw that the place was the same, but looked fucked up on the inside. The couch was destroyed, the wall lost its color, even the floor and kitchen lost the color and shine they had. The only things that didn't were the pictures and the furniture, but he stopped when he saw 2 body-like lines. Partner, will you be okay? Diedrich asked in Issei's mind, but Issei did not reply for a bit. I am fine, but if I am going to stay here, I might as well clean if I am going to stay here. Issei answered, as he took off the red helmet, showing his adult teen face. His brown hair from before has grown as his bangs were covering some of the left side of his face. His now emerald green eyes were dangerous yet sharp look, and his face lost all the baby fat, but if you move the hair that was somewhat covering his left ear, you can see that he had a diamond-like piercing there on his earlobe.
Whatever you say, partner, but how are you going to deal with the devils? Dietrich asked Issei, who just gave a small smirk.
Easy. I put some devices to block their senses, and if even a single devil comes in not wearing a bracelet I made, then their head will explode. The same goes for angels as well, but anything other than those two things can enter. But as far as I can see, that is impossible from what I am sensing, and with that said, it is time to clean this place up. Maybe even do some underground remodeling. Issei replied with a savage-like grin, causing Dietrich to chuckle a bit.
Violent yet deadly, I like it, you truly have earned the title of killer. Dietrich commented, making Issei laugh.
Yes, but now the hardest part to this, I need to do some detective work. The only problem is, even though this city is dull, and might not be all that surprising, and I can hide my energy and presence well, it will be suspicious if a guy wearing a hooded jacket came along out of nowhere.
So I have to use Issei Hyodo to find out where the devils and fallen are, and what to do from there. Issei spoke, as he started to rub his chin, till he remembers something he saw on his way to his old home, and grinned at the thought of it, which Dietrich sensed and read Issei thought, and soon smirked as well.
Never thought you were going to be a normal boy. Dietrich commented, causing Issei to scoff at that comment. Please, under normal things I would go all hell and fury and shoot everything in my path. But this time I have to be cautious and serious, since one wrong move and I will be in trouble, since two relatives of the Maos are here, and I rather not kill anyone of that stat to make a war happen. Issei replied, as he found a closet and grabbed the materials to clean the place up, then got a newspaper to find any shops open. The next day, wow, who is that? A girl whispered to another girl nearby, who had the biggest blush you ever seen, as he friend was in the same state. Damn it. Not another pretty boy, a boy growled. With other boys agreeing, and the reason to all of this was that Issei was walking in front of them about to enter the school building to Ko Academy.
But unlike the boys that are wearing blazers, slacks, brown shoes, and white button-up shirts with black lines and tiny ribbons, he made his own style of wearing a black leather jacket, blue jeans, black biker shoes, black fingerless gloves, and a white button-up shirt with black lines, but instead of it being button-up it was open, revealing a black shirt with a red skull on it. Not even 10 seconds and I am the big talk around the school. Issei thought, as he had a school bag with him, which if someone actually looked very carefully they can see that he has a gun with him. Well, that figures, after all you have a bad boy, and gentleman-like aura around you. Also one that clearly says, do something I don't like and I will fucking kill you. Dietrich replied, causing Issei to smirk at that. Dietrich, you know me so well, that is what I was going for. Issei thought with a small grin, but hid it when he sensed devils watching him, and he soon stopped in front of two girls, one with blue hair and the other with brown-like hair. Are you a student here? The girl with blue hair asked, causing Issei to raise an eyebrow at that, and nodded his head, making the girl with brown eyes narrowed at what he did. Then what happened to your uniform? Did you not get one? The brown-haired girl asked, but that question only made Issei grin. No, I burned everything except the shirt, 'cause I did not like it, so why don't you two beautiful girls move so I can get to class, after all I am ready to learn. Issei answered in a cheerful voice, but if you were great at reading people, you could tell he was lying at the end about wanting to learn, but everything else was him speaking his mind, and this made both girls blush. Well then, we will have to yaw. The brown-haired girl started, till her and the blue-haired girl yelped when they felt someone slap their butts, and turned and saw Issei walking away backwards with a grin on his face. Well, I would love to stay and chat, but the bell is going to ring, and I rather not have you two being late, so later. Issei spoke with a charming smile while walking off, as he pretended to shoot the girls in the heart with his fingers, making the two blush at that, before they realized that they failed their job, but did not know what to say about this. But unknown to them, Issei was chuckling at how they reacted. That was very amusing, partner. Never have any of my hosts did that to the opposite gender, and I was surprised that you shot a bit of power towards them to make their hormones go crazy for lust. Dietrich told Issei in an amused manner, which only made Issei smirk. I will admit that I am not a pervert, but I will admit I would, in quote and phrase, hit them, if you get my drift. Issei thought with a sly smirk on his face, making Dietrich laugh inside his mind after hearing what Issei was thinking, but that soon stopped when Issei was in front of a door to a classroom, which the teacher saw him, and gave a small smile, but frowned a bit at the clothes Issei is wearing. "Class, we have a new student today, alright, come in." The teacher spoke in a low grumble, causing Issei to give him a low glare, but ignored the teacher as he faced the class with a small smile.
"Hello everyone, I am Issei Hyodo, and I will be in your care, so please take care of me." Issei introduced with a charming smile, causing all the girls to squeal at this, while the boys were muttering under their breath. But Issei noticed that two girls were looking at him with different reactions. One was obviously a pervert with glasses, but he did not care about her, but a brunette with her hair tied into pigtails caught his attention since she was looking at him with a look of recolonization, even though it was small.
"If anyone has questions for Mr. Hyodo," the teacher asked, making Issei glare at the man, which no one noticed, but the teacher felt scared for unknown reasons, which still no one noticed and raised their hands, and the teacher decided to pick a boy. "Ah, yes, my name is Matsuda, well can I ask? Will you leave cause you are ruining chances for guys like me?" The boy now known as Matsuda yelled, but stopped dead in his tracks when he was a pencil almost hitting him in the neck, about to stab his vein, scaring everyone, as they looked at Issei, who was looking around with a shock look on his face, making everyone believe that he did not do it. "Huh, that is strange, maybe this school is not as safe as I thought. Maybe I should go to a different school if people are going to start killing each other," Issei muttered, which everyone heard, causing the girl to scream or yell in disapproval, making not yelling or screaming to cover their ears in pain. "Mr. Hyodo, can you take a seat? Class, if any of you wants to ask him some questions, then do so during lunch." The teacher spoke, which made Issei smile a bit, as he took a seat near a window, and sat down and paid attention to class, while keeping his gun near him just in case he wants to shoot someone.
"After school, that was simple, but that girl was familiar. It will come to me later as hello. What is this? I am being followed and there is a guy with church, what to do? Simple really." Issei spoke out loud, till he noticed two things, but this just made him smirk, as he walked into a mall, with his stalker following him, but soon lost Issei when he went into the bathroom. "Great, I guess I will just have to wait here," a female girl with white-like hair thought. But unknown to her, Issei was outside, by exiting though the vents, and escaped, before running home, and was actually glad that he made the outside look abandoned, as well as made sure no one can look though the windows, or hear anything, or any of that at all. But when he entered his home, he quickly changed his clothes to put on his gear, by putting on his armor-like gray shirt, with a red bat-like symbol that he added, then put on his gray, white leather jacket, that has a hood, to get on some cargo-like jeans, and brown combat boots, to finally grab his two pistols and put on his red helmet, with his hood now up. "Alright, I know now where to. Shit, stray devil. Meh, not much damage they could do. I will just kill the stray and capture one of the fallen I sensed," Issei muttered under his breath, before grabbing a knife, and headed to where he sensed the stray. But in a few minutes he saw a group of 4 people going to the same place he was going, which made Issei raise an eyebrow under his helmet. This is the Gremory family's power I sense from the Biel line. Diedrich spoke in Issei's mind, while Issei looked at the group and saw 3 people that look familiar. "Well, I don't know about you, but I am ready to take their fun," Issei replied darkly, as he followed the group without letting his presence known, till they made it to a abandoned warehouse, which Issei quickly went through a window and was standing on a metal stand, and looked down to see the group of devils fight the stray. And Issei's reaction to it all was simple. He thought poorly of them, they were all weak to him, and he wanted to just leave, but to simply troll these devils and show them who was around, and also show that if they got in his way, then they would be punished. "Alright, stray devil V," a girl with red hair started, till everyone heard a gunshot, and after 1 second the stray devil exploded in front of the devil group, shocking them, till they heard someone laughing, and turned around to see someone wearing a leather gray-white jacket, with a hood that is up, and a red helmet, but they were also looking at the shirt and pants, but seeing that made 3 out of the 4 devils gasp. That is why you 3 are familiar, Akano, Kaneko, and Kiba. Well, it does not matter to be honest, since I did your job, so you're welcome." Red Hood spoke, making the girl with red hair glare at the person in front of her, since he knew her 3 servants' friends' names. "Who are you?" "In the name of Rias, the red-haired, whose name is Rias," spoke, till Red Hood punched her in the gut, then grabbed her leg, before breaking it, shocking the 3 people Red Hood knew, as Rias screamed in pain, before she screamed more when Red Hood broke both her arms, then backed away to stretch his body, causing many cracks from his body to be heard. Red Hood, and don't tell me what to do. The only person that can do that is me, and let me tell you, I only came to tell you to stay out of my way, otherwise I will kill you, and the others. Well, maybe just Kiba. I might make Akeno and Kaneko wear maid outfits and see where that goes. 'Cause I think that they will look so cute in maid outfits. Red Hood told Rias, but muttered about the maid outfits to himself, which luckily for him no one heard him, but after Rias heard his name, she became ghostly pale. Our Red Hood? Rias asked him, who just laughed and nodded his head, while Akeno, Kaneko, and Kiba gulped at this. Yay, that is me, and let me just say, as long as I am here you play by my rules. So tell that other devil that you are sharing this city with, oh, and don't you think about calling anyone to try and deal with me, 'cause if fucking gods can't finish me off 'cause I always kick their ass, then what chance do you have? Red Hood replied in a sinister-like tone, before stepping on Rias's gut and started to put pressure on her gut before releasing his foot from her gut, then snapped his fingers, making Rias feel everything that was hurting better, but no matter what she was trying to do she just could not get up. What? Why can't I move? Rias shouted, causing Red Hood to chuckle at this, which made Rias look at him and was shocked to see Kiba, Kaneko, and Akeno on the ground and are trying to get up, but just couldn't. Don't get me wrong about this, I am not a good guy, and I am not a bad guy, no far from it, I am just here to tell you to stay out of my way, if you don't then we will have problems, so stay out of my way, because if you get in my way once, then I will kill you without any worries or regrets. Red Hood told Rias in a threatening manner, as a gun was put and positioned where her eye was, making Rias freeze, and when he made sure she got the message, he got a grabbing hook and left by using a window, just as Rias somehow made her eyes look at her three friends, and saw the tears on their faces, making her confused on what was going on.
Why are they crying? They must know something that I don't. I will deal with that later, but for right now, I need to tell Sona. Rias thought, but unknown to her this was just the beginning of something crazy.
To be continued. There we go everyone, the next chapter. I hope you all enjoyed it, and if you look down below you can see the harem I planned, and yay, it will be a crazy adventure to get these girls, so yay. If you have any questions feel free to ask, or PM me, and I hope to see you all next time, so yay, enjoy.
Issei's harem: Irina, Rainier, Mittelt, Kalawarner, Kuroka, Asia, Zenobia, Seraphal, Gabriel, Penemu, Rosweiss, Yasaka, Artemis, Akeno, Kaneko, Ophis, Ravel, Amaterasu, Lefay, Aphrodite, Tiamat, Murayama, Gaia, Benia, Subasa, Elmenhild Karnstein, Kiom Abe, Sona, Yura, Rhea, Graphia. Hooded Hero. Previous ch2 of 6 next. Chapter 3. Chapter 3 The Past and a Nun. Hey everyone, I am back with the next chapter for you all, but before anything else, questions. Yes he does. Thedavilgamer she will be out of the harem.
Medicus Aestus I really do not know what else to call this story, but I will try and change it to something better.
SX74 Not really, I have seen bigger harems, seriously bigger than the one I made, some had 3 to 4 times the amount of girls.
Yoga Pratama yay, I am going to use that suit and rifle.
There we go, now on to the usual. I do not own High School DxD, or Red Hood, but I do own the story idea. Now with that said and done, I hope you all the chapter, so enjoy.
Talk, thoughts, Diedrich speak, thought, location, time change.
Flashback. So, Sona, what do we do about Red Hood? Do we call higher ups, or do we call one of the Maos? Rias asked a girl, who was wearing the same uniform as her, but had black hair that was in a bob cut fashion, and had pink glasses, as the girl whose name was Sona looked at Rias, as if she was the biggest idiot in the world, while both of their peerages were sitting in the orc room watching both of their kings talk. Rias, you are my friend, so let me say you are an idiot.
That is stupid. I am ready for multiple things that could happen, but this? No, we can't do anything. We contact anyone and we will be dead in an hour. Hell, there is nothing we can do, since it was stated that Red Hood can kill Maos, who he fought and almost did that, just for getting in his way. The best we can do is let him do whatever he needs to, and hope that he is not after us. Sona yelled at Rias, who was shocked for a second, till a thought came to her. Wait, does that mean he will help me with my engagement? If so, then I might be able to. Rias started till she was slapped by a book by Sona, who was showing some signs of rage, scaring everyone since she was usually calm and respectful. Rias. The best chance you can get out of that arrangement is a rating game. Plus he would not join you or anyone. He will probably just ignore you or kill you. Even if you got him to help you, he does not fight or does a job to be nice or fair. No. He fights to kill, he always kill, and for those he leave alive he always takes something from them, or just put the person in complete humiliation. Sona yelled once again, at a shocked Rias, who was rubbing her cheek, while everyone else looked at Sona in shock about what she said. And how would you know that Sona? Rias yelled back at her friend, as Sona looked at the ground with a blush on her face. He took my sister's first kiss after beating her in a fight, then gave her as she claims the best pleasure of her life, but did not have sex with her or took her virginity. Sona muttered loud enough for everyone to hear, and was shocked to hear what she said. What? But he left. Why did he? Rias stuttered, but was stopped by Sona giving her a depressed look. You are only alive to just give a message, to tell me that he is here, and to see what we would do, and if you have forgotten, we were told when we got the area that we have to be careful of Red Hood, and if we see him or meet him, then we just leave him alone, but I am more curious in knowing how Akeno, Kaneko, and Kiba know Red Hood. Sona told Rias, who looked at the three people in her peerage for a second. That is something I like to know, now that I think about it. How did you three meet Red Hood? Rias asked the three, as they were looking anywhere except at Rias, who began to worry when she saw their reactions, till Akeno looked at her. He saved my life. And he knows what happened to my mother. I said she might be dead, but after hearing that he is alive, I have hope that my mother is alive. Akeno told Rias, who was shocked to hear what Akeno said. Flashback 11 years ago. Run Akeno. A woman that almost looked like Akeno shouted, as they were avoiding people that were either using lightning or other types of magic on them, until both the woman and Akeno were cornered, which the people that were after them slowly walked towards them, scaring the young Akeno. Now daughter, give us the abomination. A old man hissed, causing the woman that looked like Akeno, to hide Akeno behind her. No father, you will not have my daughter. The woman now known as Akeno's mother claimed, causing the old man to scoff. Then you two will die together, kill them. The old man started, till a few gunshots went off, and 6 men went down, as a male the same age or close to the same as Akeno appeared, with 2 guns in his hands, and was wearing a red helmet, blue jeans, a black shirt, and a brow leather jacket, as well as some black combat boots, and finally black leather gloves. Well, what do we have here? A old man after a mother, and her beautiful child. Now I got to say either back off, or I will kill you in cold blood. The boy spoke, making Akeno blush, and her mother grinned, as the old man growled at what the boy said. And may I ask who might be to protect my daughter, and her fallen daughter? The old man questioned, as he spat out the name Fallen, scaring Akeno about what this boy might think. Well, can I say that you really deserve to die? What does it matter that the girl is a Fallen? As for my name, call me Red Hood, and finally, you will die now. The boy now known as Red Hood claimed, as he appeared in front of the old man with a red dragon gauntlet now on his left arm, before shoot a red beam at the old man, before making the gauntlet disappear, to grab his 2 guns, and shot every single guy after Akeno and her mother in the head, killing them all in recorded time, before turning towards Akeno and her mother. Thank you, you are a hero. Akeno told Red Hood, who looked at her for a second, before shaking his head. I am no hero. A hero would not kill. But I am not a villain. I am a anti-hero. Now you two get out of here. I will cover your backs. Those fuckers will be back, and will be ready to kill me for the shit I did. I already killed half of them, so go. I got your backs. Red Hood told the 2, as he brought his guns together, till they combined into a sniper, surprising both Akeno and her mother, but ran when they felt a threatening aura from Red Hood, as a signal to get the hell out of here. So they did what he said. They ran as fast as they could, without looking back, while feeling worried to what will happen next, as they were hearing multiple sniper shots from the gun Red Hood was using. A few minutes later, come on Akeno, we have to keep moving. Akeno's mother told Akeno, who looked back for a bit, but kept following her mother, till they made it to their home. Why are we home, Mom? Is Dad here? Akeno asked her mother with a hopeful tone, but only saw a pained look from her mother. No, we are taking whatever we can, and we are going to head to a friend that is nearby. Akeno's mother told Akeno, who was shocked, but they soon both froze when they heard someone clapping, and slowly turned around and saw a few men looking at them. "That sounds nice, you know, but it is too bad that you two will die here, after all you made love to a fallen Shuri," the man claimed, as the woman now known as Shuri glared at him, while Akeno looked horrified. But before anyone could do something, a gunshot was heard, and the man that was in front of Shuri and Akeno fell to the ground dead, as Red Hood broke into the room, while throwing multiple small bombs, which beeped for a few seconds, before exploding, killing all of them, but no one celebrated since they heard more people coming in. "Shit. Okay, you two get out now. I am bringing this building down, and I am going to burn those fuckers to the ground, now hurry," Red Hood told the two, as he got another bomb ready, causing both mother and daughter to nod their heads, getting ready to run, till one of the people they thought was dead grabbed Shuri's leg, surprising the three. But before Red Hood could get the guy to let go, a bunch of people started to enter the room, leaving Red Hood the only choice to throw the bomb, while shooting the men, till in 1 second he threw a knife at the guy that grabbed Shuri's leg, making her fall to the ground in pain, scaring Akeno. "Akeno. We will see each other again," Shuri told Akeno bitterly, which made Akeno confused, till she was thrown out of the building, just when the bomb went off, making her cry, as her father appeared, and when he did, the fallen building was set on fire. Flashback end. "That is what happened to me. If he is still alive, then that means my mother can still be alive," Akeno told everyone, with tears threatening to come out of her eyes, as everyone looked like they were about to cry as well, and this seemed to make something snapped in Kiba. "My first time meeting him. Was something else, close to the same pain as Akeno, but not really, 'cause I do not fully know what happened," Kiba claimed, causing everyone to look at him, wondering what happened to him. Flashback 7 years ago. "Do you think God is impressed with our strength?" a young girl asked, a boy with blonde hair. But before a boy with blonde hair could say anything, a boy around every kid in the room's ages entered, but this boy had a red helmet, blue jeans, a gray armored shirt, a leather silver, gray jacket, black combat boots, and black leather gloves.
"Finally. You are hard to find, you know, but anyway, it is time to get you all out of here now," the boy whispered, while grabbing a bed nearby and used it to barricade the door. Why are you looking for us?" another little girl asked in a scared tone, as the boy grabbed another bed to barricade the door. "Simple, the assholes here are planning to kill you all in a bit, so I came to get you out, so get out through the window. I will try to hold the door in place long enough so you can all get out," the boy answered the girl, while moving a bookcase in front of the two beds, as all the other kids gasped at what he said, and were about to say something, till they felt the aura of the man telling them to go now, so they did, afraid of what would happen if they said no. But once they started to leave through the window, they heard some bangings from the door. "Ah, they are here," a boy yelled, but the boy holding the barricade just grunted a bit when he felt a bunch of people ramming into the door. "Get the hell out of here now. This barricade will not fucking hold forever. So go," the boy yelled at the kids, who ran out as fast as they could, and once the last kid left, the boy dropped 5 objects on the ground, before running towards the window, to only jump out of it and land in front of the kids he saved, surprising them, till they all heard multiple explosions and screams of pain and agony, scarring the kids that were in the church. "What do we do now?" a girl whimpered, but the second she said that, the boy that saved them brought out 2 guns and a map. "Follow this map, this will take you to a town nearby. You will be orphans, but it is better than being dead, now that they know you escaped, and since I blew up a bunch of them, they will kill all of us. Before I came you would all die in that room you were in by some kind of poison gas, so get out of here. I will hold them off as long as I can. Now go," the boy yelled at the kids, causing them to jump, but they took the map and ran as fast as they could, till a boy with blonde hair, with a small mole, looked at him. "Wait, what is your name?" the boy asked, making the kid with the guns turn his head for a second and looked at the boy. "Red Hood. Now go, I can see those fuckers coming," the boy now known as Red Hood said, before shooting some bullets out of some people that came out of the church, as the boy with blonde hair nodded his head and ran, trying to follow his friends. Flashback end. After that, a few people from the church came, and shot some cans of gas at us, and had some swords ready, till I fell and everything was black, and when I awoke and I saw Rias, I never knew what happened to Red Hood, but seeing him tonight, it makes me wonder if he knows what happened to my friends. Kiba explained with an angry sigh, as everyone looked at him in pity and sadness before Rias looked at Kaneko. What about you, Kaneko? How did you meet Red Hood? Was it similar to how he met Akeno and Yuto? Rias asked Kaneko, who sighed at hearing that, and went to grab a piece of candy. My sister. Kaneko muttered, making everyone confused. Flashback 8 years ago. Sharon. A girl with black hair, ears, and tail, and is wearing a black kimono spoke to a young white-hair girl, with cat ears and a tail, who is wearing a white dress, who is now looking at the older girl with a confused look. Is there something wrong, big sister? The young girl known as Sharon asked her big sister, while the older bit her lip for a second. Sharon, I love you, never forget that, okay? The older girl told Sharon, who became worried, scared, and confused, but before she could say anything there was a loud scream, and a loud explosion, scaring both girls, which they soon became frightened when a boy, who was a little younger than the older, kicked the door open, as he wore a great white leather jacket, blue combat jeans, a black shirt, a red-like helmet, black fingerless gloves, and black combat boots. So you are the two that the fool was talking about, the older sister that was experimented on, and her younger sister, who was supposed to experimented on the next day. To think that I would find you two so easily. Now let's get both of you out of here. The boy told the two, who both looked shocked at hearing what he said, but they froze when they heard people coming. What is your name? The older girl asked the boy, who got 2 guns ready. Red Hood, remember the name, Kuroka. The now known Red Hood told the girl named Kuroka, who was shocked to know that he knew her name, but shrugged it off when he shot a few bullets at a few guards, which made both Sharon and Kuroka move out of the room they were in, and ran as fast as they could out of the building, while hearing multiple explosions going off. Over here, Sharon. Kuroka told her sister, as they both went through a door, but stopped when they saw a woman with a sword in her hand. You too. The woman growled, as she got ready to kill the two, who were too frightened to move, but the woman gasped when she was hit in the head by a gun that flew back to Red Hood's hand. As he got it, he reloaded his gun, but hit the woman with the handle of his gun, to then twirl it so the barrel of the gun now faced the woman, to only shoot her in the head, killing her, till in a second she blew up, shocking both girls. Man, bitch was stupid for only paying attention to you two. I thought what I did was able to make everyone see that I was the one that was attacking. Red Hood muttered, while putting something on the ground, before looking around the room to see a window, then looked down, making both girls confused about what he was doing looking at the window, and also wondering what he was thinking. What are you doing? Sharon squeaked for a second, before noticing fire was entering the room, surprising Kuroka, before they both looked at Red Hood. I have to ask, can both of you survive a jump from the 2nd floor? Red Hood asked the two, who looked at him with cautious looks. I can, if Sharon holds onto me then we can both make it. Why? Kuroka answered, but the only thing she got was Red Hood grabbing a chair and placing it near the window, before kicking it, causing the chair to fly at the window, breaking it, which surprised both Sharon and Kuroka. Simple, I am going to press this detonator, and we need to jump out of this window, and get about 3 yards I think away, but that is just me trying to be safe, so better hurry up. Red Hood told the two, before showing a small button, which he pressed making the object he placed in the room beep, scaring the sisters, as they watched Red Hood jump through the window, setting something off their minds, and they ran at the window and jumped through it, and landed next to Red Hood, who was crouching on the ground, before looking at both Sharon and Kuroka, to only see the older sister hurt, causing him to sigh, before scooping both of them up, and hold onto them in bridle position, before running, as fast as he could, till he made it to 3 yards in a few seconds, which was the time the bombs went off destroying the house and anything near, till nothing was left, except fire. It is all gone. Kuroka muttered in shock, as Red Hood placed her and Sharon down, who was looking at the place the house was in shock and fear. Yes it is, they were doing experiments on humans and other species, they all died in the end, I was able to save the two of you, now with this done, I am leaving, so goodbye, and remember my name, cause the second you do something inhuman, I'm coming after you next. Red Hood told the two, before walking away, leaving the two alone, watching as he disappeared from sight. Flashback end. That is all I know, but when a bunch of soldiers came and took us, they said my sister did it, but when the day she was sentenced to death, she escaped, and then it led to me being here. I know he saved my sister since he left me a note that burned into the wind. Kaneko told Rias, who was shocked to hear what Red Hood did, as everyone else just tried to understand the reason behind all the actions Red Hood made. Not a hero, and not a villain, that actually seems true, from a child that sees movies about superheroes and villains. I wonder why he did all of this, it is just like he is trying to make his own justice. Sona muttered to herself, but unknown to her she could not be more right about what she said. With Red Hood. So, this is the case huh? Idiots, they left so much info in the open, especially when they have people being drunk, just like what happened those 3 times that involved Akeno, Sharon, and Yuto. Red Hood muttered, as he was on a building looking at an airport. What do you expect that security would be the best? Ddraig asked Red Hood, who chuckled at that. Point, wait. The plane has landed, time to get this nun. Red Hood said, before jumping down the building, but once he landed on the ground he ran towards the airport in record time, and looked around for a nun, which he found was carrying a bag. Okay. I don't get it, you hate watching innocent girls, and ones with small chest. Ddraig questioned, while muttering the last bit to himself, but Red Hood heard what he said, but did not care at the moment. Asia Argento, right? Red Hood asked the girl that looks to be the same age as him, but all she did was tilt her head at what he said, while also looking a bit scared. She does not understand what you are saying. Ddraig scoffed, making Red Hood growl a bit, before pulling out a folder and looking at it. Are you Asia Argento? Red Hood asked the girl, who looked shocked for a second, before nodding her head. Yes, that is me. I am surprised that you know Italian, but who are you? The girl now known as Asia replied, which made Red Hood nod his head. I am Red Hood, and I am kidnapping you, since if go to that church you were planning to go to you will die, so I am taking you with me. Probably might make you stronger too. It won't matter to me since after you die a male devil was going to revive you and rape you, so it is either that, or you come with me, make your choice, or I will make it for you. Red Hood told her, making Asia gasp at what he said, but he just got annoyed after a minute, and hit in the gut so hard that she was knocked out, then grabbed her in a bridal fashion, with her luggage going into a pocket dimension. That was strange, you take your time with something, why do you want to take her? Ddraig asked Red Hood, who looked around for anyone suspicious. Simple, I felt like it, that and I feel like I will piss of the fallen, then they might search the city for her, meaning if they are separated then I can do almost anything to get the answers I want, plus I think it might be fun to turn an innocent girl who hates fighting into a complete badass, who I might want to have a relationship with, in a harem-like case. Red Hood told Ddraig, as he walked towards a motorcycle, before using some rope to tie Asia up in the back, and drove away. But you know after surviving that house fire and saving Shuri by using your body as a shield. Then took her to a hospital, while keeping her near you, saving those kids that were almost killed, even if you saved only half of them, and breaking into a jail that devil puts their prisoners, got Kuroka out of there, while killing a bunch of guys doing so, making her a spy to find out anything from a new terrorist group, and so much more. I should be able to understand you, but here you are surprising me once again. You should expect that, Ddraig. As long as I am alive I will keep surprising you. Red Hood told Ddraig, as he kept driving to his house. To be continued. There we go. I hope that you all liked the chapter, and if you have any questions then go ahead and ask, or PM me, but with that said, the final version of the harem is done, so with that said and done, I hope to see you all next time, so yay, I hope to see you guys next time. Issei's harem final version: Irina, Rainier, Mittelt, Kalawarner, Kuroka, Asia, Zenobia, Serafal, Gabriel, Penemu, Rosweiss, Yusaka, Artemis, Akeno, Kaneko, Ophis, Ravel, Amaterasu, Jenna, Lefay, Aphrodite, Tiamat, Murayama, Gaia, Benia, Tsubasa, Elmenhild Karnstein, Kiom Abe, Sona, Yura, Rhea, Momo, Tsubaki, Graphia, Fem. Valley. Hooded Hero. First, previous ch3 of 6 next. Chapter 4. Chapter 4, Getting Things Done. Hey everyone, I am back with the next chapter for you all, but before anything else, questions. MC Rasengan, just have to wait and see. Plasma Dragon 321 What? If you are asking the harem, then no one else will be added. Antifanboy. You try coming up with a badass way to make Issei feared because that was my aim, but you know I have to say this, I get what I do, you do not like it then why are you reading this story? I have way of writing you have yours. There we go, now on to the usual I do not own High School DxD, or Red Hood, but I do own the story idea, now with that said and done, I hope you all the chapter, so enjoy. Talk. Thoughts. Ddrag speak, thought. Location, time change. Flashback. Got to love the smell of bullets in the morning. Red Hood muttered as he walked past a bunch of dead bodies that looked like they were from the church, and he kept walking until he was out of an alley, where the bodies were in. Forgive me for asking, but you left the nun alone at your house, and locked her in a room from the outside and the inside, so why did you not ask her any questions when she woke up? All you did was leave her at your home, and just left. Ddrag asked Red Hood, who just chuckled for a second, before giving a sigh. Simple Ddrag, I did that so I could check what is going on in the city, and with this group dead, I now know where the fallen are, and what they are planning with all the details they gave me. Red Hood replied, as he got on his motorcycle and started to drive all the way back to home. Well that makes sense, so what are you going to do now, take them out tonight, or tomorrow? Ddrag asked Red Hood, who just drove near his home, and went inside after parking in the garage, while taking off his helmet. Tomorrow, after all I do have school. HMM. I wonder if any devil would approach me. Nah, after what I did why am I doubting that thought, they will come after me, well someone in the student council will, but for now. Hey, are you up yet? You better answer or I will kick the door down, I will know if you are asleep or not. Issei answered Ddrag, before knocking on the door to the room Asia was in, while throwing his helmet in his room successfully, to only bang on the door, making a female voice made a small squeak-like sound, before the door opened up slowly showing the girl from earlier known as Asia, who looked at Issei, and easily recognized him due to the clothes he was wearing but blushed a bit when she actually looked at his face. Why yes. Asia asked quietly, but when she heard that she spoke in a different language her eyes widened, making Issei smirk. I see you realize that you can speak Japaneses now, you're welcome, I put a magic circle that connects to your brain. It will allow you to speak in any language you heard and will allow you to translate and understand what someone is saying. Kick-ass spell I know, but now I have to ask what are you doing here in this? Oh wait I know why, hell I know every single thing about you. I even know what happened to your parents, they were targeted by the same group of fallen that killed my parents, their location is unknown to every being in the world, except me, but you can't leave since the devil you saved before is after you to make you become a sex tool who would be only used to be fucked for the rest of your life. Issei spoke in a cold tone, shocking Asia, who fell to the ground on her knees, with tears in her eyes, as Issei threw the files about her and her family on the ground, and threw multiple plans for what was supposed to be done to her as well. Quote, Is this the punishment the Lord has given me? For just being born. Asia muttered, but that only made Issei growl at her. Don't be stupid, this is just a sign that you should not lay on the ground and let everyone hit you or knock you down even more. From day one someone used you so stop fucking crying, and if you are planning to head to the church, then tough fucking luck, there is no way I am letting you. The church will be empty after tomorrow, and guess what, I am going to train you, not because I want you to, but because you will fucking need it. I can just tell by looking at your arms and the way that you reacted that you were not given much. What the hell did they even teach you in that damn church you were in? Issei hissed, while lifting Asia by her gown, which made it go up a bit, showing a bit of her legs, making her blush from that and looking at Issei's eyes, which had a fire in them that made her heart beat faster. But I do not like violence, plus it is wrong to fight, cause it usually leads to death. Asia claimed, causing Issei to roll his eyes, while dropping her to the ground, making her yelp in pain. No, there is none of that in my eyes, there is far. And too far, bad or worse, to me there is those that are good. But no one is pure of heart, everyone has something bad about them. It is just like the church and angels, they believe that sins are bad. But what you do with them is actually the problem, it is basically means give up the right to have children if you become an angel. Devils are not like that, but even the most innocent lie devils have problems. They are cocky or have too much of one sin acting up in their mind, fallen, have a kinda of a mixture of both. They act like both devils and angels, so do not think that violence is wrong. Humans, gods, no matter what every being is dangerous, and I declared myself the only person to kill all the filth in the world. Issei stated with a glare, while he leans against a wall with his arms crossed, shocking Asia, who had to admit that Issei was right about everything he said. What would I gain in learning from you? Asia whispered, but Issei heard her and began to give a small smile. Simple, you will stop being a wuss, and if you have friends that need help you can protect them, and yourself. But of course I will teach you how to use a gun, cause I am a gun freak. Issei told Asia, who flinched when he was talking about guns. Why? Asia asked with tears forming in her eyes, causing Issei to drop a gun in front of her, which made Asia scream. That is why, plus guns will save someone's life, that and shooting all my problems away. Hey, that song is stuck in my head, but I got you some clothes. And when that is done, I am going to leave you in a room that will pull you to the ground. The reason to this is that the room will be multiplied by the number of times of Earth's gravity, so basically it will be hell. Cause we can't start with you in this condition, because you are really frail, more frail than the average teen, so I am going to ask you one question, are you ready to train through the worst kind of training that will break you? Issei replied, but ended with a question, that made Asia look at the ground for a few seconds. When do we start? Asia asked with a bit of hesitation, which made Issei nod his head and hold a hand out for Asia to grab, which she did. The next day. Let's see, left Asia in a room where in time every time she is used to the gravity in the room it increases, and I managed to get a TV in there that won't be destroyed so that she can learn some basic martial arts, but now that I realized it, I will be bored at school, except at night since I get to do some killing. But I would not mind something going on during school. Issei thought, as he was wearing the same type of clothes he wore yesterday for school, while walking in front of a janitor's closet, till he heard something. Hey you! A female voice called out, making Issei raise an eyebrow, as he turned around to face a girl with white hair. Yes, is there something I can help you with? Issei asked the girl, who looked at him in the eyes and saw that he was 6'6", unnerving her a bit. There is, you see you are not wearing a regulated uniform, I am surprised that you did not get in trouble, it might be fact that you are new. The girl replied, which only made Issei smirk at her. No, I was told, but they could not really enforce the rule on me. Issei claimed with a large amount of energy emitting out of him, affecting the girl, who was blushing a deep red color, with her legs from the pressure that was emitting out of him. What is this? The girl thought, as she started to breath hard, which made Issei lifted up her cheek, and made her look at him, so that she can see him looking straight at her trying to see her soul. You are really a beautiful girl, remember my name, I am Issei. You want a last name, you will have to find me, which will be difficult. Issei spoke in a low voice, making the girl shiver, before her eyes widened when she saw Issei kissing her lips, which she tried to do something, but was stopped when Issei caught her arm, when she tried to punch him, and still continued to kiss her, till she finally let go and started to kiss back with lust showing in her eyes, but that all stopped when the bell rang, and Issei broke the kiss, while the girl looked dazed, then was about to leave, till the girl grabbed his arm. My name is Momo, and I accept your challenge. The girl now known as Momo spoke, causing Issei to smile a bit, but nodded his head, before walking to class. You were saying before? Dietrich questioned Issei, who narrowed his eyes. Shut up. Issei growled in anger, as Dietrich laughed at him. After school. Same devil after me, lame, but this is a good challenge. Issei thought, as he walked into a crowd district, making lots of turns and breaks to go into the shops to get some food, while noticing that the person that was following him was still following, but soon lost Issei when he secretly jumped into an alley, and climbed all the way to the roof, and started to go home. That was stupid. How the hell did she not see you jump into an alley, and climb the nearest building? Dietrich questioned, causing Issei to rub his forehead, as he climbed down a building and walked about a block home. Stupid luck, and it is mainly stupid. I am just going to get my gear, and get ready to raid the church. Issei replied, as he entered his house to put groceries away, to then put on his gear and clothes, to once again be Red Hood again, as he grabbed his 2 guns, and finally put his helmet on. You are heading to that church this early. By the time you get there it might be night. Oh, never mind. Diedrag spoke, till he realized what Issei was planning, who just ignored Diedrag and walked out of his house to then head to the church, and for every step that he took the sun was fading away, leaving the moon to rise and glow reflecting off of Red Hood the moment that he was at the front door of the church, before kicking it down, scaring everyone inside, except a few. Alright, who the hell is working for Kokobile? Red Hood asked everyone inside, as he got both his guns out, causing everyone to look at him to see if he was crazy. Why do you want to know, weakling? A man with a fedora and a black coat asked, but the only thing that Red Hood did was that he shoot 2 people wearing church clothes in the head, before shooting 2 more in the heart, killing them all instantly. Simple, I will kill every person here just like those 4, but instead I will break everyone. Now by that cocky attitude I think that you work for that fucking war maniac, so answer me, and I promise I will kill you as quickly and as painless as possible. Red Hood replied while spinning his guns in his hands, which made the man growl. You think you can threaten me, Danasik, a fallen angel, one of the most superior species in the world. The fallen, now known as Danasik, growled, causing Red Hood to scoff at what he said. Please, if you think you can beat me, the Red Hood, then you are a fucking idiot. Red Hood replied, but when he said who he was, everyone in the room, so Red Hood looked around and saw multiple exiled church members, and saw that the church was ruined beyond repair. Our Red Hood, the man who killed many people from different fractions, both supernatural and human, and who even scares the most frightening of beings. Danasik stuttered, making Red Hood laugh a bit at hearing the fear in the fallen angel's voice. Did I stuttered? Yes, I am Red Hood, and I have to say I might be a part of no fraction, but I do remember this church when I was a child. Yes, I remember, me and my friend hanging here since she believed in God, and all the church's beliefs. And I hate what you done to the place, so either tell me what I want to know or you will all die. Red Hood spoke in a haunting voice, scaring multiple people in the room, before he threw something at a group of exiled church members till they all exploded, killing them all, leaving everyone alive scared. What do you want? Danasik asked in a wry tone, which made Red Hood scoff. Easy, where is Kokobile, and what is he planning? If you don't answer I will ask Fried, who I know is heading downstairs, so talk or you die. Red Hood answered Danasik, with a gun pointing at his head, scaring the fallen a bit, but calmed down when he saw all of the exiled church members walking closer, but Red Hood did a back flip and flew up, while spinning, shooting all of the church members in the head, with multiple sounds coming from Red Hood's guns, who spun them in his hands before aiming at Danasik once more, as all the exiled church members fell to the ground with blood coming out of them, scaring Danasik. Why, you monster? Danasik cried out, which made Red Hood scoff. Me, you tried to kill an innocent girl for her sacred gear. Not that you'll ever find her anyway, so tell me what I want to know now. Or I will kill you. Red Hood exclaimed, as he walked up to Danasik and kicked him in the chest, making the man fall to the ground with his wings out, which Red Hood shot both of his wings, then his arms and legs, causing the man to scream bloody murder. Why, you bastard? Danasik cried out, but silenced by kick to the head, making the fallen spit out blood. Talk. I have every right to shoot you in your fucking brains now. So talk. Red Hood yelled at the fallen, who shivered a bit. I don't know. I get orders by a delivery guy who gives out missions and changes. Ask Fried, he knows more. Danasik screamed, but was silenced when Red Hood kicked his head so hard that there was a large audible snap. Before shaking his head, and found the passage to downstairs. And saw a bunch of exiled church members, who he killed with a few bullets through their heads. And stabbing one person in the eyes with a knife, till he found multiple doors and kicked them all open to find nothing, until he found a locked door that was easily opened by his jumping at the door and kicking it open with both his feet, and shoot whoever was near the door, as he was falling to the ground, to only roll so that he can land on his feet, and entered the room, to see 3 girls tied up, and were about to be raped, until he saw 3 dead bodies on the ground. Anticlimactic. Alright, you 3, you are safe. Hey, good thing I killed all the fuckers here so you 3 could escape, G's tying up all of his allies who were women so they can get fucked by a bunch of exiled church members, bastard. I know you three daughter of Azazel, works for Penemu, and lastly works under Shemhazai. Red Hood spoke, as he pointed at a black-haired girl, then a blue-haired woman, and finally a blonde-haired girl, shocking the three. What? But why? The three girls muttered at the same time, causing Red Hood to shake his head, till he quickly turned around and pointed his gun at dark blonde-looking man, who was grinning at him with his own gun up, one that shoots energy of light. So you are freed, finally I am getting somewhere, where is Kokobile? I have to find that bastard so I can kill him. Red Hood asked Freed, but his question surprised the three girls, but Freed was still grinning at him. Can't tell you. But I will tell you he will be coming to this town soon, give it a month or so, maybe less maybe more, Red Hood, but I can't die, not yet, so goodbye, and the next time we meet, we will battle to see which one of us can survive the longest. Freed replied with a small moan, before throwing a flash bang, blinding everyone, but Red Hood tried to shoot anyway, but when he got his vision back he knew he missed, though he noticed that the girls were looking at him in fear. Okay, that time he moaned gay, now since you three are free, let me tell you something. Red Hood spoke to the three before trailing off at the end, who looked at him with a small flinch, but they were curious on what he was going to tell them. What is it? The black-haired girl asked, but was silenced when a gun was in front of her eye, causing her to become paler than her skin color, while her two friends looked at her in fear, before looking at Red Hood. You tell your leaders that I don't want them to interfere, otherwise I will kill them, and to show how serious I am. She is coming with me, until Kokobile is here, no bullshit, no nothing, I will be leaving this very second, and tell your leaders, or you'll never see her again. Red Hood answered, while grabbing the blonde-haired girl, who's shaking in fear, as her friends watched with wide eyes, breaking from the last of their restraints, but did nothing since Red Hood threw a smoke bomb at the ground, blinding both female fallen angels, who just tried to look around, till the smoke clear, as both Red Hood and the girl were gone. Mittelt. Both females called out to the blonde, whose name was Mittelt, but after looking around the church and the whole city, they could not find either their friend or Red Hood, it is just as they have vanished from the wind. To be continued. There we go, another chapter done, and with that said and done, I hope you liked the chapter, and if you have any questions then feel free to ask, or PM me, and with that said I hope to see you all next time. Issei's Harem Final Version, Irina, Rainier, Mittelt, Kalawarner, Kuroka, Asia, Zenobia, Serafal, Gabriel, Penemu, Rosweiss, Yusaka, Artemis, Akino, Kaneko, Ophis, Ravel, Amaterasu, Jenna, Lefay, Aphrodite, Tiamat, Murayama, Gaia, Benia, Subasa, Elmenhild Karnstein, Kiom Abe, Sona, Yura, Rhea, Momo, Subaki, Graphia, Fem. Valley. Hooded Hero. First, previous ch4 of 6 next. Chapter 5. Chapter 5 the next day. Hey everyone, I am back with the next chapter for all of you, but before anything else on to questions. Xenarch Sathanis, it will be explained. Reishin Amara humor, and Red Hood has some things that he says or does that reminds Nay of Deadpool even though it is very small. Antifanboy. Keywords in this, try and plain. Now with that done, I hope you all like the chapter, and as a reminder I do not own High School DxD, or Red Hood, but I do own the story idea. Talk. Thoughts. Dedrag speak. Thought. Location. Time change. Flashback. Here we go. Red Hood muttered to himself as he threw the blonde-haired girl he took from the church, who was a fallen angel, but one look on her face and he knew she was pissed off. Great, now put me down. Why did you not take Rainier or Kalawarner? The girl asked Red Hood, who just shrugged his shoulders in response. To be honest, they might seduce me if they saw my face, you won't do that. Well, maybe not a lot, since you know you being a fallen and all Mittelt. And before I forget, you can't use magic circles or leave this house, because if you do you will die. Along with that, you can't see through the glass, only those with dragon vision can see through the glass, and depending on how everything goes I might take you to a random spot on the world and put a seal to prevent you from sawing anything about me. Red Hood told the fallen, who flinched for a second about what he said. So what, am I a prisoner? Mittelt questioned Red Hood, who just looked at her for a second. No, not really, I might end up leaving you somewhere on the planet so you can head back to your home. Won't bother me since you will not be able to tell anyone anything about me. Red Hood replied in a non-caring tone, making Midelt look at him in disbelief. Alright, so, you are a hero, right? Midelt said awkwardly, which made Red Hood tilt his head a bit. A hero does not kill people, and I do not listen to any kind of law. I am my own person, and I will kill always. So no, I am not a hero and I am not a villain. I am an anti-hero at most, a hero who takes the law in their hands and walks a path in the gray line of life. Does that answer your question? Red Hood replied with a snort, as the Fallen blinked and nodded her head fast. Yes, so what now? Midelt asked Red Hood, as he put his jacket in a closet nearby, before looking at her for a second. Don't know, you are going to stay here, so relax I guess. I got everything I need to know, so all I need to do is just wait. Red Hood admitted, while taking off his helmet, making the girl blush when she saw his face. Alright, so, what are you doing here? This city I mean, there is nothing for you to gain, and as far as I know besides the few strays nothing is wrong here. Midelt asked Issei in a low voice, making him look at her for a few seconds. Vengeance, I am not good or bad, remember that, I side with no one without a reason. To me I could care less to what happens to all the different legends and supernatural beings around the world, and while I admit I like a few does not change that there are some people that deserve to die, from killing just please themselves, proving points, and so on. The only beings I consider noble are dragons and humans. Even though they have their faults, they have one thing most beings don't have without doing something to get away from it all, and that is freedom of choice. That is all you need to know about me, and why I am here for now. Vengeance is my goal, it is what I have been waiting for since I was younger, and no one will stop me, and by the way you will call me Issei when we are inside this house. Issei told Midelt, who looked at him with wide eyes, as he walked upstairs with no care in the world, while she sat on the couch for a bit, till she felt the urge to fall asleep, which she soon did with a small smile on her face. In the morning. Hey, wake up, Issei told Midelt, as he was poking her cheek repeatedly, and noticed she was not getting up anytime soon, and just sighed as he left a plate of food on the coffee table near the couch. Leave her alone, she has nowhere to go, she can't leave without you letting her, just go to school. Diedrag told Issei, who nodded his head, and looked to see that he was wearing, which is what he always wore for school, except his shirt which was black with a blue symbol that represents darkness and death. School is not going to like the shirt, but fuck them, it is my life. Issei thought with a small shrug as he left his home and started to walk to school, while he heard Diedrag laughing inside his mind, which confused him. Oh, the girls at your school will just want to have sex with you after this, since they see you as the Prince of Shadows and Death. Diedrag told Issei, who looked a bit surprised to hear that. Huh, never knew they started to call me that, heck it has been a long time since I have been called that. Issei thought with a small smirk on his face, and if Diedrag had a body, then Issei would know that Diedrag was also smirking as well. That is true, your mother calls you that. Diedrag claimed, making Issei giving a small wrathful smile on his face. Well, adopted mother. But she is still someone I would gladly call mom, but still what am I going to do? I do not know when Kokobile is going to come, so what will I do? And wait, is that devil-like energy? And a familiar one at that, distraction. Issei thought with a dark grin forming on his face, scaring everyone nearby, until he saw a familiar girl from the student council looking at him, making him stop for a second, and walk towards her, but as he did she walked away in a fast pace. It is Grimory's Rook, and I believe she caught your scent, and your energy. Diedrag told Issei, who just shook his head. No, impossible, since I always wear a bracelet that makes me look I am just a human. Now to get this day over with, good thing I left a few bags of spare of all the stuff I will need. Issei thought with an amused smile, as he entered the school building. After school. You think that this is a smart idea, you are heading to a nearby building, changing clothes, and you are going to use your 2 pistols that can turn into a sniper just to see what is going on with the Grimory group. Diedrag spoke to Issei, as he quickly and stealthily made it to a nearby building. To find a bag hidden in the walls, to only quickly put on the clothes inside the bag, which led him to now wearing blue jeans, a gray armor-like shirt with a red symbol on the chest, to then put on brown leather jacket, that had a black hood attached to it, along with brown gloves, but the main difference from all his other outfits was that his jacket had armor on the wrist, armor shoulder pads, and lastly armor on his legs, with 2 silver pistols now at his sides. Not really, but sometimes you have to take a risk, Issei thought, as he grabbed a familiar red helmet from the bag and put it on, then quickly put up his hood, before climbing up the building to the roof, where he went to vent, ripped it open and pulled out a bazooka, making Ddraig snort inside his mind. Why a bazooka? And, shit, Ddraig started, till he sensed something, making Red Hood roll to the side, with both of his pistols out ready to shoot whoever was trying to kill him, but what he saw shocked him. It was one of his classmates, a female, with brown hair that was tied into pigtails, with a sword in her hand. All right, you have guts for doing that, but out of my way or I will kill you, Red Hood claimed in a serious tone, as the girl looked at her with narrowed eyes. Are you Red Hood? The girl asked Red Hood, who under his mask raised an eyebrow at what she asked him. The helmet is kinda obvious, don't you think? Besides, I think I would remember someone who is fully human too. Wait, oh, you or that girl that was getting chased by a werewolf. Nice to see you are okay and all, but I thought I erased that time from your mind. Then again, I do tend to forget to do that sometimes, Red Hood replied while muttering the last part under his breath, but the girl heard him and gave a small sigh. So you were Red Hood, Issei, after hearing what was going on in town, and noticing that all the supernatural beings around are scared, well, it proves a lot of things, the girl told Red Hood, who just scoffed. Figures, when I speak to anyone that has supernatural blood in them my voice sounds different, but to normal people my voice is normal, but I will admit that I am Empress Murayama. You came after me, but now I have a question, why did you come after me? I can kill you right here right now, and no one would be able to trace it back to me, so why? Red Hood muttered, before looking at her, as she heard his question, but did not flinch in the slightest. Simple, I want to understand you, we are the same age, yet you do not hesitate to kill, and at school, while most people do not notice your eyes have a dark, yet cold look in them, I want to know why. Murayama answered his question, causing Red Hood to shake his head. Simple, I see myself as the cure for a sick sad world, Red Hood claimed, shocking Murayama, who just dropped her sword. That is insane, what makes you think that? Murayama exclaimed with wide eyes, making Red Hood chuckle. Really? That is all you have to say? Got to say I am disappointed, you went all this way to find me, and to get me to talk, only for me to explain why I kill, does not matter, cause no one will stop me, Red Hood stated, as he started to take a knee and aimed the bazooka at the old school building, which made Murayama look at him with wide eyes. What are you planning to do? Murayama asked Red Hood with wide eyes, while he got a scope ready and turned on a laser pointer. Simple, I am going to remind someone not to be cocky, and a lesson that will teach the bastard that he is not invincible, Red Hood answered Murayama, as he looked through the scope and suddenly waved his hand, confusing Murayama. What are you? Murayama started, but was silenced when she heard Red Hood sigh. Tough crowd, oh yeah, head to this address, Red Hood commented as he took his chute, surprising Murayama, while he handed her a piece of paper. As they watched, the shot from the bazooka blew up half of the old school building, which was the signal for Red Hood to run over there as fast as he could. A few minutes earlier, no riser, I will not marry you, Rias yelled at a blonde-haired man that looked like he had Playboy-like clothes, who was angry, while nearby was her peerage, and a woman with silver-like hair, and is wearing a maid outfit. If you do not accept, then Riser will kill. What the hell is up with the laser? Riser started, before seeing a laser aimed at his chest, which made everyone in the room confused, till Kaneko looked outside and saw what was the cause of it, making her eyes widen, as she jumped to the side. Duck, Kaneko muttered, causing everyone to look at her, till an explosion hit everyone, knocking them to the ground, and after a bit they heard someone inside the now destroyed room. Well, look what we got here. So Riser, how are you? The last time we saw each other you almost died in holy water. A familiar voice spoke, which scared everyone in the room when they saw a red helmet. Red Hood, Riser muttered, as he tried to get up, but couldn't, and the reason to that was that his whole body was almost destroyed completely, making Red Hood walk till he was in the middle of the room. So, what is going on here? Considering that lady is here, this must be something important, like some kinda of force-like marriage. Oh wait, it is. Red Hood commented, while spinning his guns in his hands, as the gray-haired woman stood up and glared at Red Hood, but soon froze when a gun was aimed at her head. Why are you here? Riser asked Red Hood, as his wounds started to heal, which made Red Hood look at him for a second. I have a strong sense to crush your dreams in your pathetic life, but as our deal goes I can't do anything until you say one thing. Red Hood answered Riser, scaring the devil. So why did you come here then? Rias asked, as she got up and held her right arm, as Red Hood just leaned on a wall with his arms crossed. Bored, that and I want to wait to see how long till Riser cracks in saying one thing, and that one thing is why we made a deal, because he could not shut up and could not resist the urge to mock someone. Red Hood answered Rias, while Riser just glared at him. Well, it is not my fault that the bitch sounded weak. Riser claimed, before realizing what he said, and looked at Red Hood with eyes of fear, who just looked at Riser for one moment. You fucked up, lady. I am fighting him and his whole peerage. I will be joining Rias' side, but here is a note read, I will not be working for free, because at the end of this I will take someone from your household, while also doing what I was going to do. Riser. Red Hood told the woman in the room, before lifting something up and drop it on the ground, making a big explosion of smoke, and once it was clear Red Hood vanished, shocking all the devils. What? Graphia, what was he talking about? Rias asked the gray-haired woman, who just looked at the spot where Red Hood was, before looking at Rias. It was a last plan idea, you and Riser would have to fight each other in a raiding game. The woman now known as Graphia answered Rias with a straight face, as both Rias and Riser looked at her with interest in their eyes. To be continued. There we go, another chapter done. Now I hope that you all like the chapter, and if you have any questions feel free to ask, or PM me. With that said, I hope to see you all next time. Issei's harem final version, Irina, Rainier, Mittelt, Kalawarner, Kuroka, Asia, Zenobia, Serafal, Gabriel, Penemu, Rosweiss, Yusaka, Artemis, Akino, Kaneko, Ophis, Ravel, Amaterasu, Jenna, Lefay, Aphrodite, Tiamat, Murayama, Gaia, Benia, Subasa, Elmenhild Karnstein, Kiom Abe, Sona, Yura, Rhea, Momo, Subaki, Graphia, Fem. Valley. Hooded Hero. First, previous ch5 of 6 next. Chapter 6. Chapter 6, the most devastating battle, right? Hey everyone, I am back with the next chapter for all of you, but first questions. Black Swords Man 32. Maybe. Plasma Dragon 312, it will be the most craziest way possible. Talansan yay, I know that, but it is an effect, basically it is to make him look like he is not fucking around. And I'm pretty sure 666, and Ophis can beat the 3 fraction even when they work together, cause you no infinite energy, and the fact that 666 can heal so fast that it makes it look like the damn thing can't be hurt, and as for the 3 girls, I have a plan for it, it is crazy, but it makes some sense, but Gabriel, that will be the most craziest, most mind-blowing thing that people will go what the fuck, so yay, but I do promise to make things a bit more real. Now with that said and done, I do not own High School DxD or anything related to Red Hood, but I do own the story idea, but other than that I hope you like the chapter, and yay I hope you like the chapter, so enjoy. Talk. Thoughts. Ddrag speak. Thought. Location. Time change. Flashback. Alright, got 10 days to get this stuff together before the fight, so let's see, one of the swords I got, or guns. Guns, and I might bring a few knives, but the ammo, holy, and one of my exploding bullets, and how about some piercing bullets to cut through knight's armor and can get past the defense of rooks. Got in a few dragon slaying bullets, as for gear, got the same type one wore today. Issei muttered to himself, as he was in his armory when he got home after getting his message of joining the raiding game done, as both Murayama and Mittelt watching him with wide eyes. Holy crap, the hell is up with all these guns? Murayama exclaimed, making Issei look at her for a second, before shrugging. Guns, multiple versions and every type, even illegal ones, it just takes some time making the bullets, and as well as making the guns, but the bullets were the biggest pain ever. Took me so long to find a gun with bullets that could kill creatures or beings made from the something of darkness or whatever, took even longer to make the exact opposite, less to make ones for dragons, and triple of that for gods. It was hell, but it became easy in time, besides I have swords. I just like using guns, and bombs, can't forget the bombs. Issei replied, as he grabbed a duffel bag, to put guns in that he thinks is good, causing both girls to blink, till they felt someone touching their shoulders, and quickly turn around to see Asia, wearing a pink sports bra, shorts, and sneakers, shocking both girls. The nun, Mittelt yelled out loud, causing Asia to narrow her eyes a bit. Hey Asia, you came out earlier than expected, must have made some good progress, am I right? Issei spoke, showing no concern about what was going on, with a mini-gun in his hands, before he shrugged and put the gun back. Yes, I am a lot faster. From what the computer told me, I can match a 4-winged devil, angel, and fallen, while my strength is close, and my magic reserves are to a 6 wings, so what is next? Asia replied, making Issei smile when he heard her change in attitude. It is simple really, Murayama will take you shopping in a few days, cause you only have that, a nightgown, and your nun outfit for clothes, everything else you have, but besides that combat, using a gun, sword, and knife training. Issei told Asia, as he picked all of his guns, and went to where there were multiple styles of clips and ammo were, just as Asia smiled at what he said, but the smile was more bitter than anything else. I see, I guess that it is fine, though I wish I wouldn't have to use guns. Asia muttered, making Issei look at her for a second. Well, there is nothing I can do about that, it takes time to get used to something, so I really can't help you just magically get used to a gun in one try, but that does not mean I will not help you in understanding something. Issei told Asia, who just nodded her head. Whoa, hold on, their guns might be good, but swords are better. Murayama spoke with fire in her eyes, but she became silent when Issei pointed a gun at her. Yay, swords are great, but an unexpected shot and guns will be your best friend. Now enough of the crap. Why the hell did you come after me? Last time we met was when I killed that werewolf with a single silver bullet. Issei replied with narrowed eyes, as he put the duffel bag into his own pocket dimension, making Murayama look at him for a second, as she was about to say something, till she shut her mouth. After you saved me, I went to my grandparents. Apparently my family is known as proud swordsmen women, so I thought if I learn, I might be able to join you. Murayama answered Issei, who froze in place for a few seconds, before looking at her with a serious look in his eyes. I can't stop you if that is the case, but if things become bad, you get the hell out. I do not anyone getting killed for me, but I will not work for anyone, and no one will work for me, we will be equals, that is it. Issei stated, before he left the armory, and locked it, with multiple high-tech locks that none of the 3 girls saw how to open, before heading to his room, leaving the 3 girls by themselves, but only Murayama was smiling at what Issei said. 10 days later. Where is he? Rias muttered to herself, as Kiba, Kaneko, and Akino were near her looking at her with worried expressions on their faces. Who the hell are you talking about? Your brother or some shit? A voice asked Rias, making everyone shock, as they looked to where the voice came from, and saw that it came from Red Hood, who loading up 2 guns that were in his hands while he was wearing the clothes that he wore 10 days ago. Red Hood, so you came. Rias muttered, only to be silenced when he pointed a gun at her in a threatening fashion. I have rules. 1. You do not tell me what to do, I am doing shit my way. 2. If I want to kill I am going to kill, but I will try not to kill everyone. 3. I keep my promises about what I do and what I will take. So someone from your family, a maid, relative, money, building, any of that I will take. Cross me when I do this and I will kill you, other than that we are done talking. Red Hood told Rias, who gulped and nodded her head to confirm what he said was good, just as Grafia appeared when Kiba, Akino, and Kaneko were about to ask a question. It is time to go. Grafia spoke, while looking at Red Hood for a second. Before getting her act together when Rias and her group walked near Grafia, as Red Hood appeared out of nowhere and put a finger on Kaneko's head so that he can join the others in the transportation process, leading to them appearing inside of the what seems to be the same type of building, before Grafia disappeared, leaving Rias and her group alone with Red Hood, who seemed out there, till he nodded his head, and left the building, before anyone could say anything. Alright, First get my bag, next head to the pool, then get bombs ready, find his sister, crush all their spirits, except his sister's, and either knock out, force him to give up, or kill him in one go, and I really am favoring to kill him." Red Hood spoke to himself, as he pushed his hand into his pocket dimension just to grab not one, but 3 different types of bags, each one bulkier than the last. "Where the hell are you going?" Diedrag asked Issei, just when Issei made it to the pool and grabbed a small bottle. "Easy, I am going to fill the pool with this thing I made to make the water holy water, so that the suffering of Riser can begin. After this, I will set bombs in some locations that I think that his peerage will be at." Issei explained to Diedrag, who let out a small chuckle after hearing Issei's plan, as Issei just finished setting bombs up near the gym, on a few trees, on the track for gym, and inside the school in random locations, while staying hidden from both Rias and Riser's peerages, and as he was going to he saw 5 females wearing different types of outfits. "Hold on, who are you a member of?" one girl started. Till Red Hood lifted his hand up, showing a trigger, before pressing the button, which led to the floor beneath the girls to explode, causing the girls to scream in pain, as they flew in the air, with some body parts missing, as they started to disappear. Then after that other bombs went off around the whole place, with screams being heard in every direction, but none of that unnerved Red Hood, who just grabbed his bags, and pulled out a nuke. 8 pawns, 2 rooks, 2 knights, 1 bishop. Riser retired. A voice spoke from the sky, making Red Hood shrug his shoulders from what he heard. "This will help get Riser out," Red Hood muttered, while looking at the nuke, but he soon heard Diedrag gasping at what Red Hood was looking at. "Isn't that a bit overkill to use a nuke?" Diedrag asked, but that made Red Hood sigh. "Not really, to me this sounds really normal, should be funny though, or I might actually kill him." "Yay, I am hoping for option 2. Red Hood muttered to himself, as he had the nuke ready in his hands, before throwing it in Riser's base. When that happened, Red Hood grabbed a sniper and fired at the nuke, making the biggest explosion happen, which the blast radius almost hit him, but he stood his ground and looked around, before seeing a woman with burn marks fall out of the sky, till she started to disappear. Riser Queen retired. The same voice as before spoke again, making Red Hood nod his head, before he started to walk to where the pool was, while not caring what was happening between Rias and her group, and Riser and his sister. "Here we go, what a waste, I thought the people here would be strong, guess I was wrong, hell I still have multiple seals on myself so that I can't show my full power." Red Hood muttered, as he stood in front of the pool, before he turned around to see a blonde-haired girl with drill-like curls looking at him with a sharp glare, with her clothes somewhat destroyed. "You bastard, you almost killed my whole brother's peerage," the girl yelled at Red Hood, who just tilted his head and shrugged his shoulders in a non-caring manner. "And it is not my concern, heck in the end of this either your brother gives up and I humiliate him, or I take the opposite member of your clan with me. There is also the possibility that I will kill him in the end, but hey, your family makes the best Phoenix tears to heal people, so there is not much to worry about, since none of this bothers me, and speaking about your brother." Quote. Red Hood replied, while looking at the sky, to see an almost naked Riser, who was just wearing boxers, but he had a really pissed off look on his face. "Riser is going to kill you for what you have done," Riser growled, making Red Hood chuckle at what Riser said. "Kill me? Oh no, I am going to break you in every way possible, including your dreams, and before you beg for mercy, I like the thought of putting you 6 feet under." Red Hood spoke, with his left arm becoming a gauntlet, shocking everyone who saw it, since they knew what it was, which made Diedrag laugh at everyone's faces. "Red Dragon," Riser muttered in fear, making Red Hood sigh. "You know I do not like touring my opponents, but in this case you need to learn a lesson. Your cocky, arrogant, greedy acts will cost you, so feel the pain of every single person you thought was trash, and for calling a past user of the sacred gear a whore." Red Hood growled, as he raised up his fist and punched Riser in the gut, which made the lower part of his body explode, making Riser scream in pain, but Issei just put the Red Dragon gauntlet on Riser's head. "Boost. Transfer," Diedrag called out, leading to Riser being healed faster than what he can handle, making him paralyzed, which Red Hood gave him one last look, before throwing him in the pool, making Riser scream in pain from feeling holy water. "No big brother." The girl called out, but Red Hood just had dragon wings come out of his back, before grabbing Riser, and threw him next to the girl. You have a family and people that care about you. I could kill you right now, but I didn't, and before we go back, because now I can see that your sorry ass is in no condition to fight, so I want you to remember, that no matter where you go, and no matter where you hide, if you act like the jackass you are still, I will show no mercy. Red Hood growled at Riser, who nodded his head slowly, before looking at the girl. I'm sorry Revel. I fought him, had everyone get ready to fight him to protect you. But I failed, and he will take you. I might not know what will happen. But be strong. Riser muttered, before passing out, causing the girl now known as Revel to look at her brother with tears about to come out of her eyes, with Rias and her group to come out of nowhere and saw the whole scene, and had mixed emotions, except Akino, who was beginning to lust over what Red Hood did, as he just looked around with a confused look on his face. The hell, wasn't he supposed to be red-eye? Red Hood started, till something kicked him in the chest, causing him to fly until he landed on the ground, before he flipped up and started to stretch his body, causing loud cracks to be heard, till he saw a blue-haired woman, who was wearing a blue top, black jeans, blue heels, and Issei had to admit that she had a great figure, but one thing that was obvious to tell was that she was pissed off. Dedrag. The woman screamed, making Red Hood look at his left arm for a second, before he sighed. He is asleep, jackass, okay, blue hair, has the smell of a dragon, and has amazing strength, alright, adding that up, and I got it, you're Tiamat, right? One of the Dragon Kings. Red Hood asked, which made the woman, now known as Tiamat, to smirk. I see, so Dedrag talks about me. Tiamat spoke with narrowed eyes, just as Issei twirled two standard pistols in his hands, before aiming at Tiamat. No, he sleeps a lot, he never once mentioned you, I figured it out with an educated guess. Red Hood claimed, but that seemed to just piss off Tiamat more than anything else. You bastard! Tiamat screamed, as she charged at Red Hood ready to punch him, but Red Hood just put his right gun away, and caught Tiamat's punch with his right hand, with no effort shown, shocking Tiamat, before she became scared when Red Hood aimed his gun at her. You are done for, Red Hood stated, as he started to shoot at Tiamat, who somehow managed to jump out of the way, and tried to get away from the bullets, but in the end managed to cut some parts of her skin, such as her arms, legs, cheeks, and so on. This material, dragon slaying. Tiamat muttered, before looking at Red Hood, who was walking towards her, with no guns in his hands. Any last words? Red Hood asked Tiamat, who was moving her lips, but no one heard what she said, as a black sphere appeared in Red Hood's hand, before he fired it at Tiamat, destroying everything in the spot, except a giant hole of nothing. Game over, match won by Rias Grimori. The voice spoke once more, making anyone left on the battlefield disappear, as they now were in front of a large crowd of people, who were looking at Red Hood in fear, just as he dusted his jacket, and looked at Revel, who sighed in defeat. All right, you know the deal your brother made, you're coming with me, along with one person from the Grimori household. Red Hood told Revel, as she nodded her head, when Red Hood looked up to see a red-haired man glaring at him, a black-haired girl hiding behind the silver gray-haired maid, and finally a green-haired man, which made Red Hood scoff. Why did you get involved? The red-haired man asked Red Hood, who just looked at the man for a second. Getting a lesson into her brother's fucking head, oh, and I will be taking her, thank you. Red Hood replied, with the maid now handcuffed to him, shocking everyone at how fast he moved, but it made the red-haired man pissed. Why you? The man growled, but all Red Hood did was raised his gun and had it pointed at the man's head, causing him to freeze. Deal with it, Searsex, besides Graphia is not your wife, only your queen and adopted sister, goodbye, oh, and two more things, we will meet again, Seraphal, and... Quote. Red Hood spoke, while looking at the red-haired man known as Searsex. And the black-haired girl named Seraphal, as he pointed at the maid who is named Graphia. Before his right arm became into a shadow-like dragon arm. And he punched it in Graphia's chest, making her moan in both pain and pleasure, before ripping his arm out, and dropping a dead queen piece, before moving to Revel and did the same thing to her, but what Issei pulled out was a bishop piece, and as they both were in his hands, they turned to dust, shocking everyone that watched it, before Red Hood grabbed both girls, and dropped a can, which exploded blinding everyone as smoke covered their vision. At Issei's house. "All right you two, here we are," Red Hood muttered, as both Graphia and Revel were looking at an standard living room. "It's comfy," Revel muttered, before seeing 3 other girls. 2 were blondes, and 1 was a brunette. "Whatever, anyway those 3 are Asia, Murayama, and Mittelt, so I want no fighting, or I will lock you in a room for a month, but anyway there is basically no escape, only humans can leave if they want, anyone else and they die by exploding. Now where is she?" Red Hood replied, before looking around, till he heard someone walking, and everyone saw Tiamat walking into the room wearing a big baggy black shirt that covered her upper and a bit of her lower body, and when she saw both Revel and Graphia, she waved her hand. "Hey," Tiamat muttered, before sitting on a couch, and turned on the TV, while both Revel and Graphia looked at her with wide eyes. "Wait. You are not dead," Revel exclaimed, as Tiamat nodded her head, while keeping her eyes on the TV. "Yay, she had this plan, remember when I asked that if she had any last words, and this was the cause, she did not want to die, since never had children, and I thought she might enjoy some freedom, which leads to here," Red Hood told Revel, as he pulled his helmet off, showing his face to the 3 girls, making them blush. "Dame, I made the right choice, but yay I faked my death, no one to tell me what to do, I can do my own thing, so yay, that and I get my deal with Ddraig at last, or someone better." Tiamat spoke with a smirk on her face, which made everyone look at her with either raised eyebrows or bewildered looks. "Not going to ask, but yay, you two will stay here as long as I decide, but when that happens I will erase your memories along with Mittelt, and you can go back to your normal lives, except Asia, Murayama, and Tiamat, since they are now stuck with me, which I think is crazy itself, since being with me is death, because you know of my record, oh yay, before I forget the name is Issei." Issei told everyone, as he sit in a chair with his hands on his head, making 4 out of the 6 girls look at him with concern. "Yay, like I will believe that, my brother and his peerage are almost dead because of you, there is no way that I will believe that you will be peaceful," Revel growled, which made Issei scoff. "Please, they will be fixed by now, it was all illusions, they have 3rd-degree burns, broken bones, and other things, but they are fine, left a shit ton of healing stuff at your so-called home. The only one that is the most affected is your brother, and that is mentally," Issei told Revel, who looked at him with wide eyes, while Graphia looked at him with interest since she was watching him the whole time, but Issei soon stood up and stretched a bit, before trying to leave, only to stop. "Is that so?" Revel muttered with a small smile on her face, as Issei was near the stairs now. "Yay, I am not a monster, I know what I am doing, killing is who I am now. I know what I do is right, I have my own rules, never forget that, because it may look like I don't care, but deep inside I do. Later, oh by the way Asia, and Murayama will help you to your rooms, I am heading to bed, I'm tired as hell," Issei told the 3 girls, as he went upstairs, but no one noticed that the scarlet of his eyes changed to black and his brown iris turned green. To be continued. There, another chapter done, so I hope that you all liked the chapter. And if you have any questions feel free to ask, or just PM me, but other than that I seriously hope that you all like the chapter, and I will see you guys next time. Issei's Harem Final Version, Irina, Rainier, Mittelt, Kalawarner, Kuroka, Asia, Zenobia, Seraphal, Gabriel, Penemu, Rosweiss, Yusaka, Artemis, Akano, Kaneko, Ophis, Revel, Amaterasu, Jenna, Lefay, Aphrodite, Tiamat, Murayama, Gaia, Benia, Tsubasa, Elmenhild Karnstein, Kiom Abe, Sona, Yura, Rhea, Momo, Tsubaki, Graphia, Fem. Valley. Hooded Hero. First previous ch 6 of 6.